If I could get this blue buff, that'd be sick too. I hate to steal it from him like that, but like me with blue buff is kind of huge. Damn, that sucks. Okay, so it's close battle again. All right, which means I don't want to score here. What I want to do is I want to potentially concede the Dreadnought, hope my team doesn't int, go for a score, which he just saw me doing, so he'll probably base to stop me. So which means I'm going to go bottom, because he's going to assume I'm going top most likely, based on the context. So I can score here, put us in the lead. Okay, so I put us in lead now. I hope my team doesn't int. And that's assuming we weren't already in the lead, but I think we were. Please don't force me to ult you. Please, just don't. Like, don't force me to ult you. Pikachu's probably dead, unfortunately. They have an 80 score, which means they're most likely in the lead now. I have to run. I have my stem on. I have to watch for him to ult. I have to base. I have to full base. I can't afford to run the risk of dying. So we need to get back to mid. I think we have to shred. I don't think we have a choice but to try to shred objectives or go for backdoor turn-ins because we just don't know the points. I have to try to fight with this. This could be huge. We'll get a call out. Okay, we have a lead. Okay, we just need to back up and stay alive. Pikachu, if Pikachu can live and I can live, they don't have enough damage. We have lead. We have to go make sure that they don't get it now. I can watch it getting ripped. It's going to be low. They'll probably turn it into a full flip. I can full pressure Decidueye or Cinder here, or I can save. I think we full pressure. I just need to read the context of my teammates, try to see if they're close enough for that. Can they afford to do that? There's not enough time. At this point, there's no time. There's no time. Okay, we just win as long as we don't give up pre-turn-ins. Okay, I sit on jump pads and we win. I just have to make sure they don't jump out. Okay, that's all 5 accounted for. 3 dead, 2 in the center. They're going to start pushing for turn-ins. I'm going to go to top lane, so that way my teammates aren't confused about which lane they need to block. And they can see me here. And now we win.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
GG.
Time's up.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the end games that I got on last night's stream. So I had a viewer request that I do like how to play end games, how to do the Articuno fight, and honestly, I don't feel like it's quite that simple, but we can definitely do some analysis and looking into things. So the first end game you watched at the start of the video hopefully will show you some good information. I was kind of talking about that one a lot. Now, I pulled 5 end games. I kind of tried to pick them specifically, but I pulled 5 end games for my stream. I rendered them into a video, and we're going to look at them. So it's got a little bit of tail end time on all of it, so we'll take a look at it. So this is an Absol end game, and I'm just going to kind of break it down best I can. So 2:30 on the clock. I'm farming a little bit. I'm getting prepared. I'm talking to chat. But really, I'm just getting some buffs to have the buffs, right? Like, I'm not really pushing for level or anything. I've got my Unite move. I have all my cooldowns. In this build, I use Focus Band, so my Focus Band is off cooldown. Like, I'm prepared. You can see I'm prepared. Sometimes I'll wipe out these mid-core fish just to get them out of the way. I do that a lot, actually. And we're chilling. This is where, as a player, you have to read the context of the game. It's not just about you. It's not just about how you take the fight, but the context of the game. So my teammates were fighting over Dreadnought. We got it. That's great. Maybe I should have been down there. I'm not really sure. I wish I could have looked back in the recording a little bit, but we're in the lead, right? We're in the lead, and I'm seeing this fight break down in bottom lane. You know, it's double points, right? It's final stretch here, so I have to respond to this. I heard the Charizard ult. I'm responding. I don't want to let them wipe out my teammates, so I want to be here, right? This is, if the fight happens here or if the fight happens at Articuno, it doesn't really matter. I want to be here for this fight. So we jump in, we get some kills. I'm backing up. My Focus Band's popped. We resurge in, we get some kills. Nice and clean. And now we're pushing towards the center. So let's take a look at what we do. So right here, let's take a pause section here. We have 2 seconds left on the Blissey respawn. You can look at the map and see that Decidueye snuck under and is going for a score, and our Pikachu's going for a score. So just pulling in information, and this is things you have to do like in real time. Pulling in some information. I'm looking at him, And I'm debating right here. You can see I'm leaving because I'm thinking Pikachu's going to counter score potentially, or I'll go counter score potentially. Like, we have lead, but we don't have a huge lead. So if that Decidueye score is getting in, and it looks like it's getting in, I need to go score now to try to put some points on the board. The second that I noticed Greedent showed up in lane, I'm actually going to bring it back some. It took me a little bit to deliberate, but I'll show you what happened. So I see that the Pikachu is going to score, and I'm like, okay, no, Pikachu's peeling off. I go top lane because I want to go score. And the second I see Greedent, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, nope, you know what? We need to go rip. We got to do Articuno, because this is our win condition now. I come back, my teammate's already ripping, they made a good decision, I help clean it up, now we win the game. So it's not just about how do you fight over Articuno, it's about what's going on in the game. Who has the point lead? How can you guarantee the win? And so, you know, the Decidueye, he forced our hand, right? Like, he forced us to either have to go score or to have to do Articuno. The Greedent honestly kind of gave it to us, because the minute we knew that we had huge numbers and we could just blow it up that fast, that was a free win for us. So that's the kind of things that you need to be looking at. Like, it's like I said, as soon as and honestly, I hesitated. Realistically, I made a mistake by hesitating, because the minute that I saw that Greedent, I should have instantly gone back. 2 people off map, like, we go for it. All right, so like I said, there's some tail end footage here. It's just like the actual win that we don't really need to watch, but I wanted to leave it in. All right, let's watch this Sylveon endgame. So farming, same deal. You're probably going to see pretty similar patterns for me. At this point, I am kind of pushing for 13 just to have, you know, more stats. So get level 13, and I pinch right back in. So get a buff, get level 13. I'm in the center now. All right, so they get Dreadnought based on their positioning, and our Snorlax is scoring. So Snorlax scores, he kind of mistimes that, doesn't get the 40-point score, but what's the call out? What's the call out? Okay, close battle. So here's what I'm saying right here. I'm thinking to myself, it's close battle, I can put us in a lead, and in my mind, I'm literally thinking, I hope that the rest of my teammates don't die, because this is important to know that you have to play the end game, not just about the Articuno pit, but about the context of the game. So Snorlax wasn't there, and it's close battle after he scored, and I'm going to score. So what should our teammates be doing in this situation? 100% they should be on the defensive. Look at the map. They're near their choke. They're on their bush. They're probably getting outnumbered. Not a good situation for us. So I have to score here. I'm not close enough to help. And I'm literally thinking to myself, please, teammates, just don't die. Like, if you die here, we lose the game. Serena goes down. Ario stands there. He goes down. Snorlax ults in the choke. They're going to kill him, probably. Eldegoss is deep in the fight. You know, so whether or not they get out or not, doesn't really matter. So Snorlax is dead. Eldegoss is going to back cap score, but the thing is, the reality is that back cap scoring here is not enough, because they're going to get, you know, 400 points, 500 points. So I'm left to try to steal, which, you know, spoiler alert, I'm not going to do, because I just didn't time it well. So unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to save the game. But the reason why I put this one in here is because, you know, you being a player, it's not just as simple as show up to Articuno. It's really not. You have to know what your teammates are doing, and you have to read that. So let's watch the whole thing again. I'm in mid. Our Snorlax is leaving top right now. All 4 of us should know that we need to be defensive right now. Every single one of us should know. So them playing forward on this side of the choke here, like below me on the map, is bad. We should be playing up here, maybe back here, maybe this bottom L bush, but mostly in our choke. We need to be staying away and stalling for time. So Snorlax scores. I'm going to go score behind him, and the teammates are going to die. So, you know, in this situation, you could say, oh, well, you know, our teammates weren't in mid, that they threw the game by going and scoring. You could say that, or you could flip the script and say, well, our teammates should have known that we were scoring to put us in the lead, and they should have been passive and they should have stayed alive. So either one, kind of true, I suppose. Like, maybe I should have just stood there, and maybe, you know, me and the Snorlax should have just been there, and we could have team fought and tried to win the team fight. But I think that the reality is that the better play, which in solo queue is not always the right play, is to try to get yourself a point lead. When you have the point lead, it forces the other team to have to make an action. So leverage is based on which team has the point lead in the end game. So I was trying to get us leverage. Unfortunately, it kind of backfires for me and the Snorlax, and we lose this game. So, all right, on to the next one, which I don't even remember all of these, which is kind of fun for me. All right, a Serena game, 2:13 on the clock. I'm trying to wipe out this Rotom. That's going to put a lot of pressure down. Late game Rotoms, like the final Rotom, very, very important. They have 3 seconds left on the clock, and they have to deal with this. They have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Or they don't. You know, it's up to them. We have a huge lead. I'm going to start ripping this. And ripping this is good for a couple reasons. If they pinch in, we can stop and just fight them. And that's what we're going to do, right? And if they don't, then we can just go score. And realistically, all of us could go score in their base right now, but we just have free kills. So this is just to show the strength of being in a really strong position and having options. You know, the team that is in the lead, you have options, right? You have ways that you can keep that lead. You can even split push for more score, but not the only reason why I showed this clip. So this is a massive mistake for me right here. I remember why I put this clip in here. I make the mistake of fighting for too long. Right here, I could have simply walked away and completely healed, but look at that. I get baited in. I want to fight, right? I'm human. I want to fight, and what happens? A bunch of enemies show up, and I potentially throw the game. 1:11 on the clock with like a 22, 23 second timer. I just threw the game. Like, realistically, I threw the game. If the enemy team was a little bit more coordinated and maybe better, or just if they were in a stronger position, they'd probably win this game. So I remember when I did this, I was like, oh my god, I just entered so hard. Like, I just threw the game. Now, Wiggly's dead. I threw the game. Luckily, Greninja gets a trade, but honestly, we're 3 down. They should be hard ripping Zap. Luckily, the Pikachu gets taken down. They don't have a lot of objective burn, and our Venusaur has Unite. So even though the Venusaur gets taken out, he's like crippling their ability to shred the objective. And now our Serena's back, or not Serena, our Talon's back and is able to fight. So they just didn't have enough to finish it, but you got to be careful with those refights. So we're just staying too long. So let's recap a little bit here on this one. We had a really strong power position in this game. So this gave us this strong power position. This gave me the confidence to start ripping the Articuno, but I'm ripping the Articuno as an option. Like, I don't have to do it. I'm pulling it to see if they pull in or if they stop and deal with the Rotom. Realistically, when the Rotom scores, we all could have abandoned and just gone and scored on a Rotom, depending on how many points we had. But look at this scattered fight that we get from them. So this is all free. They're just giving us the win at this point. Like, it's all free. We wipe them up. We probably could have stayed and done Rotom ourselves, but Articuno ourselves, but the Lucario kind of cripples us a little bit, so it forces us to play for time. So we kill the Lucario. He gets out. That's good. And then I make the mistake of staying. If I reset here, all we do is play time and we win the game. But me dying here gives them some options. Luckily, our teammates are able to kind of bring this back. I didn't full heal there. That was my mistake. Don't know why I didn't do that. Just played bad there. Was kind of in my own head. And yeah, I almost threw this game. So got to be careful with not min-maxing and knowing when to reset. Luckily, our teammates kind of keep it together, and then we can come back and clean up the rest of the fight and get the Articuno. So I was able to make it back. The fight stalled long enough for me to make it back, but just min-max your time. Make sure that you're healing in these fights. Make sure you go back to base and come back if you need to. Just try to read the fight the best you can. All right, on to the next one, Pikachu endgame. Starting this one off in bottom lane. I actually probably need to bring this back a little bit. Watch it from here. All right, Pikachu endgame. They have 1 down, and I'm playing zone. I'm zoning really well because I don't want them to get anywhere near me. We get a free pick. We get a second pick. So that's great. 2:14 on the clock. Like, it's free kills, right? Let's see what's going on. So I'm just farming a little bit. I probably am kind of hugging this corner because I want to stay close to my teammates that are pushing tier 2s, which is scary because they don't really want to be over there. But we'll see what happens. I don't really remember this one that much. So Mamoswine dies. Luckily, Cinder gets out. But I'm just playing like bottom L bush, playing fundamentals. Okay, so this one right here is just like a very normal looking end game. The only difference is we have like Mamo's dead. But I'm playing for like vision, I'm playing safe. I'm playing on our side because I'm Pikachu and I see the Venusaur. So holding this bottom L gives you good vision because this L bush like can see the lane, so it can kind of give you information. So I'm just hanging out here, right? I'm hanging out here. I see him, I instantly know that I can get some free damage. My teammates are postured, he's already low a little bit. This should be some decent damage that we can get. All right, so we start this off, decent damage. I go ahead and go for the full like Thunderbolt tackle combo. It throws me back, and then I go straight into a Unite move. So this fight is full broken out fight, and now I'm just playing range. You can see I'm constantly trying to position away from them, getting in towards where I need to get into, and then we're just winning this fight. So this is really just like showing off positioning for a fight and like kind of like priority. Once we get that many kills, we just start ripping it. Like really, really simple. Really, really clean fight. So again, I think this one's important just because it kind of shows like the positioning that you would want to have in a team fight like this. So we'll watch it again in real time and I'll talk about it. So playing safe on our side, not being aggressive on their side as Pikachu. I get information. I lead my shot. I go into a full combo, throws me back over the wall, still playing my positioning, use my Unite move for the Buddy Barrier and just to have damage in the fight. Pulling away from the Snorlax, you can see, and I'm going to look to put some more damage over on top of their Serena. I Volt Tackle the Wiggly to get some damage in. Now we just finished the Snorlax and we just played fundamental. So nice positioning. We were strong and we win that fight. So really clean end game there. And then of course we push forward and win and defend and win. All right. And what I think is going to be the last game looks like a Garchomp clip. This one I really like. I remember this one. So same thing, end game, we get free pressure because we get the free Rotom. The timing isn't quite so tight that there's a lot of time for them to deal with it, but it's still free pressure. It buys us a little bit of options. Our teammates are playing super aggro. And this is one of those situations where, like, again, especially being a Garchomp, you have to think about what your character can achieve too. Like, I might be able to just full rip Articuno, but probably not here because it was, like I said, there was a lot of time. One of my teammates is down. Ninetales might go down. No, Ninetales gets out. I'm looking for information with my camera, and let's read the field. I'm playing in center. Ninetales gets a kill. I see that everybody just is wrapped up. Look at the map. Everybody's all wrapped up. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm shredding. I have a character that can shred, and I'm thinking to myself, I know that 2 of them minimum aren't around, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, look, here he is. I catch him out of the air and push him off and hope that my teammates will finish that. So that is just about making a play, right? Like, we read the situation. I see 4 of them on the map, 3 or 4 of them on the map. One of them's dead, so there are at least 3 or 4, like 4 or 5 of them are accounted for. I'm shredding. I'm thinking there's no one that can steal this until they show up, and it's Snorlax who has Heavy Slam, so I catch him out of the air. So really important to not only read the situation and make a decision, but to adjust to what happens next. And then I put faith in my team. I really did. I put faith in my team that they would finish this and not let somebody snipe it or something like that. So, you know, Heavy Slam, look how low it is. I mean, that probably would have killed it. Look at it. Do you think that would have killed it? Maybe. That probably would have killed it. But I knew that it was coming instead of just trying to shred a little bit more, because DPS for me, like the little auto attacks for me, like, yeah, they hit hard, but it's not big burst. So I just want to try to shove him off of that and keep him out of there, and then the teammates grab it. So pretty solid finish there. And I think that's my last one. So yeah, so that's my last end game. Again, I think the importance is just reading the situations. There's a lot of, I talk about how this game is played on a script, and like, you know, you want to show up to objectives, you want to know, you want to show up to 850Bs and 720Bs and bears. And all of that is true, but endgame is probably the biggest skill expression state in the game, because you have to make a choice. You have to make decisions based on the information you have. And some of those that information is, you know, who's got the point lead, who, you know, who is alive on their team, how many of them are accounted for, where are they on the map? You know, there's so many little bits of information that you have to just use your best judgment. And hopefully this was helpful in helping y'all learn some things. So there you have it, friends. As always, please drop a like on the video, support the channel. I appreciate it so much. Drop a comment for the algorithm. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone that we love them, and I'll see you on the next video.